Welcome back to On a Very Serious Note. Kung matagal ka ng listener, thank you so much. Thank you. Season 1 was my first love. I know that. And if you're new here naman, wow, what a great time to start listening because this is Season 2. I realized something. Season 1 was all about great stories, incredible guests, deep conversations, but one thing was missing me. I never really introduced myself properly, so today, ako muna.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Who is the person behind the mic, right? Who is this podcast or what is this podcast all about? And why should you even care? Now, get ready for a deep dive into my journey, where I came from, why I started all of these things, and what exciting things are ahead for this season. So let's go and usap tayo. Okay, so let's take it back. I was born and raised in Mindanao. For all the people from Mindanao, hello. Yes, probinsyano po tayo. Bisaya. And in 2014, I made a big move to Cebu City for work. That's primarily the purpose of it all. Now, growing up, I had the best support system. The best support system. I didn't have any phase of identity crisis because I think the people who surrounded me really supported my early childhood development and allowed me to express myself freely. Shout out to my Lola, by the way, who took care of me. She passed away more than 10 years ago, but her love and strength lived in me up to this day. I was also that kid na achiever, laging may medalya, always pushing to be the best version of myself because I think growing up, like I've said, having the best support system, I also want to pay back all their efforts and their support that they've been giving to me. And when I hit college, I studied in the beautiful island of Camiguin. That's the second home that I um, actually consider. And it actually gave me a second family. Thank you to my second family in Camiguin. Shout out to all of you guys. I miss you all. I wish to see you all very, very soon. And of course, I wanted to say thank you for all the support that you have given me for even up until these days. I will never ever forget all those things that you did. So yeah. Now after graduation, I moved to Cebu, and well, that's where all the history happened. The rest is history. But beyond work and city life, I've always been deeply involved in community building, youth development programs, social advocacies, outreach projects, and a whole lot more. Kasi naman, if we have the capacity to help, I believe if we have the capacity to help, why not, di ba?
That was legitness. Yeah, it was.
So I've always been trying to do things helping the community around me. And now, my day job, I'm a virtual assistant. Yep, I work the night shift, balancing remote work, social life, and all the other hobbies I have. Oh my God, I can't even list them. So, yeah, who am I? I'm someone who believes in the power of stories, connections, and real conversations. Which brings me to why I started this podcast. Now, I actually started podcasting during the pandemic, a time when everything felt uncertain to me. Anxiety was at an all time high, I guess, during that time. I knew I wasn't the only one feeling lost. But what really pushed me to hit record was a certain podcast I discovered. I was just scrolling my Spotify and eventually came across with this podcast channel, and it kind of like resonated to me. One that allowed people to share their deepest, most painful stories anonymously without the fear of being judged. That concept inspired me. I thought, what if I create a space where we can talk about things that truly matter, things we often keep inside because we're really scared of being misunderstood, right? And so my first ever podcast was born. Quick Talks, hashtag tell us your story. It's actually still in Spotify if you want to visit and hear some of its episode. It didn't had any traction, but there were quite a few episodes that really worth listening. So you might want to like visit that and check on that channel. Now, fast forward last year, I felt the need for something bigger, bolder, and more dynamic. Something that would mix personal and professional growth, social and political issues, travel, which I love very, very much, career, and real life lessons. And that's how On a Very Serious Note came to life. And let's talk about that name for a sec. Bakit ba On a Very Serious Note? The name? It's a bit of a paradox, and that's the whole point. We talk about serious things here, things that actually matter, yes, but does that mean we have to be stiff, boring, and overly formal? No. We do things differently here. Masarap pag-usapan ang mga mabibigat na topics in a way that feels light, open, and engaging. Kasi in real life, that's how we learn, right? We mix depth in or with humor, reality with optimism, and wisdom with relatability. So I guess that's what people have heard in my previous season, and I think that's also the same thing that you guys should expect in this season. So expect more authentic, thought provoking, and sometimes unexpectedly fun conversations this season. So this season, we're making it bigger and bolder, from insightful solo episodes to incredible guest interviews, which I'm excited, by the way. So we're gonna still talk about personal and professional growth, because we want to talk about the real struggles behind all these successes, the different milestones, and we also wanted to keep talking about social and political issues. We want to make to deliver we want to deliver that voice for the voiceless, because we can't really ignore what's happening around us, right? I think it's something that we need to keep on talking, and keep on um having people talk about and hear about. Now, I also wanted to keep on discussing different career and business insights for young professionals like me, who is currently navigating the work world and the corporate worlds and the virtual worlds, because I think it's also important to hear some insights, the new trends, the new strategies, and different tips how to make our career and business improve, right? And of course, travel adventures, because this is something I really, really love talking and doing personally. And from a personal experience, I think every journey from our travel teaches us something, you know, important. So I think it's very important to keep on sharing different travel adventures in season 2. And of course, so much more. Hindi ko pa alam. Basta marami pa akong gustong pag-usapan. And I'm very, very excited. So we're bringing in incredible guests, of course, people with powerful stories, different perspectives, and of course, valuable insights. So if you guys are excited, I don't know, I am too. While making this whole draft of the season 2, I've also started reaching out to people that I wanted to guest in season 2, and I'm very, very excited because all of these people said yes, and I can't wait. So you guys should tune in and keep in the loop, because this is going to be great for sure. Now, I want this podcast to continue evolving because that's how I see this podcast, I guess. Hindi lang siya basta usapan or like chismisan. I think on a very serious note for me is a movement. It's like a community I wanted to build, a platform where we can talk about things that truly matters, the ones that are very close to our hearts. And right now, I know we may not have millions of followers yet, but numbers don't define impact. That's something I really, really believe, not just in social media following, but I think what matters is that this podcast resonates, be it just one person, two or three. I hope to inspire and create meaningful conversations moving forward. And one day, who knows, maybe we'll host live events, right? Collaborate with even more amazing people, big people, influential people, collaborate with brands, provide programs, or expand in ways I can't imagine yet. This is the vision I'm looking for on a very serious note, and I hope you're with me in that vision. So it's still a long way to go, but I guess to start it all, I just wanted to say thank you for those who have followed, streamed, and supported my different platforms. Thank you so much for believing in the platform that I created. And I can't thank you guys enough for being there for me, for supporting on a very serious note, and of course, continuously believing what we're doing here. Hi, grabe. What a journey it has been, sabi nga nila. So, to everyone who has been here since season 1, again, maraming salamat. Your support means the world to me. To my new listeners, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope this podcast becomes a space where you feel heard, inspired, and challenged in the best way possible. The goal is to move and touch hearts and transform perspectives or open up dialogues, embrace different perspectives, embrace insights, and share different stories. This isn't just my podcast, it's our podcast. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, or you want me to guest someone, or you want to hear someone, guest in my podcast, or you want to hear a story, you know where to hit me. You can DM me, you can comment below, go to my social media accounts and reach me. I'm very responsive. I can easily be reached. So let's make this season even more amazing together. You're with me on this. I won't be able to do this without you, of course. So I'm really, really looking forward to a great and amazing season 2. So yes, I guess that's all about for this episode. I'm very, very excited because we're going to be launching different topics in the next coming episodes. So keep yourselves in the loop because it's going to be an amazing ride. So you guys don't forget to follow, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it, because we all want to expand and continually pushing the boundary and the line. And with that, welcome again to season 2. This is Patrick, your host of On a Very Serious Note. See you on the next one.